So last week I did my analysis for the El Camino Real Derby at Golden Gate Fields, in addition to the Golden Hour Pick 4. I mentioned that for my pick for the El Camino Real Derby, I picked a guy named Joe, and he didn't finish in the top three. Endlessly, the favorite, won. However, Endlessly was in my Golden Hour Pick 4. And in the Golden Hour Pick 4, um, which is the last two races of the Santa Anita and Golden Gate Fields, I put a bet that came to a total of $144. I did win the Golden Hour Pick 4, but however, um, I only won $120, so I lost $24. So when it comes to, let's say, pick threes, pick fours, and pick fives, um, it's part of gambling. The one thing is you don't want to bet too much because even if you do win, you may not recoup the wager. And it's a tricky bet, but if you're able to hit it and make money, a lot of money off those type of bets, it's rewarding. A case in example is when I in September of last year I did the pick five at Del Mar for a 50-cent pick five. That came to a total bet of $288. I ended up winning that pick five, and I won over 1,200. So turning $288 to over 1,200 is a good investment. But it is tricky because even if you hit those pick five, if all the favorites come in that you pick, um, you might end up in a loss. But at the same time, if none of the horses came in, you lose your bet. So, and this brings to the point of today. The analysis I'm going to bet on is going to be base is the Risen Star Stakes, another Kentucky Derby prep race, which also includes this stakes includes the pick five all stakes at fairgrounds. So instead of trying to explain five races, that could take about maybe half an hour, I'll try to keep it kind of short. So hopefully. For the Risen Star Stakes, it's named after Risen Star, son of Secretariat, who won the Preakness and Belmont Stakes in 1988. Um, he finished third in the Kentucky Derby, and if he hadn't finished third, he would have been the ninth Triple Crown winner. But lately, the road to Kentucky has been going through New Orleans. So so the Risen Star Stakes is like a stepping stone for horses lately to do well in the Triple Crown races. And so here are the horses that I'm looking at. So the first one is probably the favorite is Sierra Leone. If you notice, I underlined he's a $2.3 million purchase. So he ran second in his last race, the Remsen, but based on his pedigree and his purchase price, and he's most likely the favorite. The other horse that's very intriguing, if I go here, is Track Phantom, uh, who is 2 for 2 at the fairgrounds, and his last race was the Lecomte, and also yeah, the Gunrunner. So his last two stakes he's won. So that's another horse that's very intriguing. Um, there's other two other horses. One is Hall of Fame. He's also another $1 million purchase colt. Uh, and Actually, if you look at it, it's the same owner as the one for Sierra Leone. I initially put question mark because I wasn't sure it was going to be between Hall of Fame or Catching Freedom. But I ended up going with out of the two Hall of Fame. But the horse that I want to win for this race is Honor Marie. So the last race he ran the Kentucky Jockey Club, and I think with the morning line odds of 6-1, I think you get good value for this bet. So that's the horse I plan to pick to win, and I'll do across the board, win, place, and show. So if Honor Marie finishes at least top three, I get some money. If he wins, then I get the win, place, and show bet. But this is my horse to win for the um, Risen Star. And the Risen Star, as I mentioned, is part of the all state pick five. The all pick, yeah, all pick five stakes at fairgrounds, and I'm going to go to the other races um, regarding the pick five. When I did the pick five bet for Del Mar in September of last year, I ended up, it was a 50-cent pick five, and it came to the amount of 288. And so this, it's for this, I'm going to stick with that budget the same time, 288 for the 50-cent pick five for fairgrounds. So that's going to be, there's going to be three races. I'm going to pick four horses, and two races I'm going to pick three horses. So that's, if you come to the total, that's about 576 combinations, and then divided by two because it's 50 cents, so it's 288 combinations. Hence the $288 bet. So that's what I plan to do. Is that's my budget, 288. If I lose 288, I lose 288. That's kind of a lot of money. I understand, but like these type of bets, you don't want to go like 500 or 600 and you lose that much. So 288 is my budget for the pick five. So actually the first race in the pick five for the all stakes is the 10th race at fairgrounds. So the three horses I'm going to pick are Creative Cairo. Actually I was going to pick four horses. So Creative Cairo is number 3. And I think the favorite's going to be Spirit and Glory. Initially, I question mark Spirit of Glory because I said he hasn't run since August 2023, but this might be the favorite, and I don't want to lose out on the pick five because I didn't pick the favorite. The other horse I plan to pick is Not So Close, and again, you notice like I underlined the dam because it's the family of Birdtown, which was a Belmont Stakes winner, and I mentioned this could be it's a speedster, so this has a potential to maybe get into the top 3 finishes. My other pick is going to be a long shot, and that's, if you could see, is a girl named Charlie, and right now the morning line odds is 20-1, and reason why I thought about it is because I looked at it as 3 for 3 on the fairground turf. So I want to take advantage of the home field advantage for this horse. So 20-1 and morning line. I'm including girl named Charlie in the first leg of the pick 5 all stakes at fairgrounds. The second leg of the all pick 5 is the 11th race. There's 3 horses I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Red Route 1. You got second in this first time only in the fairgrounds. So, and it might be, the weather at the moment right now, as I'm recording, it's sloppy. So I underline, okay, this horse has run well and off track. So that's going to be at now 5-1. That's going to be one of the horses I'm going to pick in my pick 5. The other 2 is going to be the favorite Best Actor. There's some conflicting analysis about this horse when I looked at other resources, but this could be the favorite, so I don't want to leave out the favorite in terms of my pick 5. And third is going to be the number 6 horse, Duby Unelli the second. Sorry if I mispronounce. However, what I noted was there were similarities to last year's winner of this race, because it was the same jockey who won this race last year. So the same jockey won this race last year. So that's why I'm picking the number 6 horse in the second leg of my part of my pick 5. So the third race in the pick 5 is the race number 12, and out of the 5 races, this was the hardest one to handicap. So, less than yesterday, I was trying to make some notes at this morning. This was the last race in terms of picking the horses I picked for this third leg. It was just the hardest one to handicap. So I'm picking four horses because this was such a confusing race. I didn't want to hopefully leave one out. So the first two horses I'm picking is Chase My Crown and Strong Quality. Strong Quality could be the favorite of this race. So like as I mentioned, I didn't want to leave any favorite. Um, and then I also picked Chasing the Crown because at I believe 6-1 or 8-1. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Uh, Whatever the case, the odds is morning lines. It's pretty good, value bet the morning line. So that's the reason why I picked Chase My Crown. The other horses I picked were Beatbox and Gigante. So Gigante has won its last two races. I noticed the trend I put up for the buyer speed figures. So this could be a good value bet too. So that's why I picked number 11. Beatbox could be the favorite. It's between Beatbox and Strong Quality, and so as I mentioned, it's like I didn't want to leave any of the favorites out of the pick five, and right now he has all of his three races at the fairgrounds turf ran second. So given that this could be a softer turf, either Beatbox could win or could play second again or could not run well on yielding. But because it had the experience running the fairgrounds turf, I picked Beatbox. Awesome. So the fourth leg of the pick five is the Rachel Alexandra. Rachel Alexandra the race is named after the filly who won the Preakness Stakes. So I picked three horses here, and actually one of the horses I did originally want to pick, I thought about intending to pick number 7 West Omaha scratched because the track was sloppy. So I had to take in consideration in terms of my pick five regarding the weather. If some horses ran well in the off track, on the dirt and the turf. So that was sort of, let's say, what I had to get in at the moment. I had to think about. But so there's three horses here that I'm gonna bet. Or pick, including in my pick five. The number one is Tarifa, and so right now it's a Brad Cox horse, trained horse, and owned by Godolphin. Anytime Godolphin is in a stakes race, yeah, you have to take in consideration that they think highly of this horse. So this is the first time this horse is going to run in a stakes race. The other race I'm going to pick is Intricate, and Intricate has the trainer last year won this race with pretty mischievous. So that's why I'm going to pick Intricate. And if I had to bet a winning, if I was going to place a bet to win, it would be the number 4 horse. The third horse I'm going to put in the fourth leg of the pick 3, and it was the very last moment. It was this morning. Was Panic. I mentioned about the sloppy racetrack currently at Fairgrounds, and if you looked at it, I underlined sloppiness and sloppy, and it won. So right now she's undefeated, and her last race was on a sloppy racetrack at the Fairgrounds. Granted, it is that race was only 5.5 furlongs, and the Rachel Alexandra is a mile and 1/16th, so it's almost like twice the distance she's going to. But I had to consider, or I should say, about 3 furlongs more. But I had to consider in terms of, let's say, the sloppiness, because I mentioned that number 7 West Omaha was scratched. That was a horse I was really thinking about betting. Then the horse was Vivi's Dream, was the one I always thought about too, but hasn't done well on off track. Last time ran third. So I noted yesterday to see the track is sloppy. It's sloppy, so I'm not picking Vivi's Dream. So I'm going with my third horse, and the fourth leg is Panic. So that's my bet. And I mentioned also with the Risen Star Stakes in the previous clip. So those are my bets, not only for the Risen Star, but also for the all pick 5 graded stakes at the fairgrounds. So if there's any, let's say, moral of the story or any tip, is when you bet the pick five, you don't want to bet too much where you end up spending maybe 5 or 600. Granted, this is only a 50 cent pick five, so I'm only putting 288. So if I lose, if none of the horses come in that I bet in those 5 races, I only lose 288. But I do think that if all the horses that I picked, any of one of the horses I picked come in the pick five, I could imagine a pretty hefty payout. So, to those, good luck. And as the saying goes, in horse racing, I was taught, uh, you bet small to win big.